Hello and welcome! Today I have something a little different for you. Recently I've seen some questions about making basalt generators, so I'm going to take the opportunity to make my own short video about it. If you like building with basalt, you've probably already realized you can only get it in two of the game's most dangerous biomes, or one of the most dangerous structures, and all of these are in the Nether. You can find smooth basalt in amethyst geodes in the overworld, but these are sparse and limited, and smooth basalt can't be crafted back into the other two variants. To make these generators, the key blocks are soul soil and blue ice, so you will still need to take a trip to the Nether for the soul soil, and either have a silk touch tool or trade with a wandering trader to get the ice. So this is not a very early game build, unless you're on a server with people who can help you get resources. And of course, you'll need lava. So we'll look over two different versions in this video. A very basic one you can build super quickly, and a better one for after you've gotten your efficiency enchanted diamond pickaxe. We'll also start on Bedrock and move to Java after for an additional tweak. Let's go! So I'm going to be doing this in creative just so that I can show you easiest, and bear in mind that anywhere that I have glass blocks, these can be any other block. I don't actually recommend using glass blocks in most cases, I just want you to be able to see everything. So to understand how this works, anytime lava flows over soul soil, while that empty space is also touching blue ice, so that block can be here, here, or here, that lava will turn into basalt when it passes over the soul soil. The obsidian block in the back here is simply meant to ensure that you don't accidentally dig through the back of your basalt generator and allow the lava to spill out. You don't have to do this depending on the design that you're using. I prefer typically to put it there just for safety. And again, I've thrown glass blocks around here, but you could do this by digging it right into the ground. So let's show that real quick. All I really need to do here is dig out a hole 3 wide, replace the middle of it with soul soil, and then place blue ice on either side or above that soul soil, and set lava on the other side. Now, I can stand right next to this basalt in this hole, and I can break it over and over and collect the drops. That's the simple way to do it. It's really that easy. If you're just using something like an iron pickaxe, that's a good way to go. And that's literally all you need. Move, pig! Move! Now once you've got your hands on a diamond efficiency pickaxe, you're probably going to want to make a more efficient version of this basalt generator. So the big differences between Bedrock and Java are simply how the hopper minecarts work for the collection system. So I'll start by showing you how to do that here on Bedrock, and then I'll move over to Java to show the tweaks with that version. I won't get into specific block counts on this because it's really going to depend on whether you build this above ground or below ground, as well as what materials you choose. But you will need 5 hoppers. You will need 4 hopper minecarts, 4 soul soil, 4 blue ice blocks, and more than 4 rails. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So start by placing down your chest. You can do a double chest if you like. I just recommend having it pointed out away from the farm. And then you're going to go ahead and place 5 hoppers pointing into the chest. Now to get our minecart with hoppers into place, we're going to need to do a little bit of gymnastics here, because minecarts with hoppers, they do have a little bit wider hitbox. They will set next to each other in parallel, but if they are facing along these hoppers, they'll bounce around. You'll only be able to get 3 in, which can work, and it's easy to do, but you may miss some of the collection. So if you choose to do it that way, you can just place rails along and then set down 3 hopper minecarts. But if you'd like to go ahead and get all 4, we're going to ignore this front block here. But what we need to do is place rails across, and you'll have to sneak while you put them down on the hopper minecarts. And this is our issue right here. We need to we have to ensure that they are straight across the hoppers. So like that. Middle one's last. I see, even I forget that. Let's do that one and that one. And then let's come down and do it like that. You have something like that. And then what you'll need to do is actually go in and clear out these. So now we have straight rails pointed back down into our hoppers. And then likewise, we don't need these up top. And by placing our hopper minecarts on here, we can get them in a line, all parallel. And then cover up the side. So now we have our collection system in. We're going to need to cover each of these minecarts with soul soil. And then for this version, I'm going to go ahead and put the blue ice on top. That just keeps it from getting too high vertically. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. We're going to build out around. Now on one side, we want to make sure that this is enclosed. While on the other side, we're going to leave a spot open, like so. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place in lava buckets right in the side there. And you'll see that almost immediately it starts forming basalt. And if we were to break this open, it would continue to refill that with basalt. And again, you can fill the rest of this in however you like, but you're going to want to leave this section open right here so you can mine it. Maybe go ahead and put either like a slab or glass block, something on top of the chest, and that way you can walk right up in here and begin mining. You'll notice the way we've done this, we can leave the back open if we like. Or again, you could put that obsidian block back in there. It's not really too much of an issue with this version here. Okay, let's get our efficiency pick out here. Let's go back into survival. And make sure there's nothing in our chest yet. Nope, there's nothing in here. Alright, we should be able to mine about 4 blocks before it starts filling back in. And most of these will get caught on top of the soul soil, get pulled through by the hopper minecarts. Interesting quirk on Bedrock, you may notice that some of these actually end up getting shot out. I don't know if this would be a problem if it was completely enclosed underground. That may not be an issue. But for that quick little mining session, we got about a stack. Yeah, so it really is that easy. I'm going to jump over to Java and show you the differences with doing this version on Java Edition. Okay, here we are back over on Java Edition, and you may immediately notice a couple of small differences here. One, this is 1 block shorter than the Bedrock version, and 2, you can see some weird shadows in there in the soul soil. Those are actually the hopper minecarts, and that is because on Java we can overlap them. We've also got this trapdoor here to ensure that those hopper minecarts don't move, and it also gives me a solid place to stand. Because this is 1 block shorter, I don't have the block of glass to stand on, and standing on the hopper does mean that the hopper has a weird divot in its hitbox. Okay, so let's get to building this one. Just like the other one, we're going to go ahead and drop down a double chest and 5 hoppers the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, big difference here, we're going to go ahead and just place rails down right on top of these hoppers. Actually, don't need that last one. We are going to go ahead and block them off. Alright, because unlike in Bedrock, we can actually place these directly down onto the rails. You can see they'll overlap a little bit, but their hitboxes won't fight. But then what we'll actually want to do here is we will want to go ahead and break out the rails from under each of the minecarts. Be careful with that. It's a very thin hitbox. And then on one side, we'll cover it up. I'm just going to use glass for this. And on the other side, what we're going to need to do is we're going to go ahead and place the soul soil on the side next to the hoppers, or the minecarts with hoppers. And then we're going to need another row of blocks behind those with one space in between, because here's where the major difference comes in. We're going to actually go ahead and take pistons and line them up there. You can do this with a single piston and just do it one at a time. Of course, it's easier to have 4. I'm going to just go ahead and place a button on each of these pistons and press each one. And you'll notice that actually pushes the soul soil over the minecarts with hoppers. And then we can close that up, get rid of this. And then here we're going to go ahead and replace this with the trap door. Remember to sneak so that you don't go into the hopper's inventory. And then everything else from here is essentially the exact same. And again, you can finish building this up if you like. It all depends on what it is you're looking for. And let's switch over into survival. Go ahead and mine some of these, shall we? So you'll see I get 3 to 4 blocks each time. Another difference that I have noticed is I don't see the same issue with the blocks popping out all over the place, but I think that may boil less down to code and more about the fact that these hopper minecarts are able to be closer so that they're grabbing the items immediately. And you can see just how quickly that was. The difference in amount, honestly, probably just the difference between what I lost out to the sides on the other one. And that's about it, guys. It really is that simple. Basalt generators are not too difficult to build, but I've definitely seen that less people know about them than I realized, and that's okay. Now is the time to learn and try it yourself. You can always attempt some variations of these. These are just one example. You can, for example, have the lava pouring in from the top. With the 2 lava source blocks, you could get a 5 deep basalt generator. Just in my experience, you rarely get to get back to that 5th block, so it doesn't really seem worth it. But ultimately, this is all it takes. So leave me a comment down below if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to give me some feedback. Let me know if there are any other tutorial type things you would like to see. We usually do guide type content and some other stuff here on the channel, but I'm always happy to do a tutorial if there's a need and somebody's interested. So just let me know. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you around the channel.